Aloha, everyone. This is Kim Ann Curtin, the Wall Street Coach with SteadyTrade EQ. This is a series to help you improve your emotional intelligence, which in the end will help you become a better trader. Today, we're going to talk about fear of failure, and we're going to talk about greed. They are really two sides of the same coin. And one of the things that I see impact traders or kind of sabotage traders are both of these. Fear of failure. Well, that is pretty self-explanatory. There are a lot of traders out there who are so afraid of failure, and it really has, yes, of course, nobody wants to fail when you're spending time and money and energy on a trade. But what I'd like you to do is see if you can just step away from the concept of trading for a minute and ask yourself, how well do you do with failure outside of that world? How well do you handle your mistakes as a human being, which every human being inevitably is going to be human and going to make mistakes. If you have a really low tolerance for your comfort level with your mistakes as a human being, then you know that that is going to follow you into your trading. Trading is going to consistently humble you. Trading is going to consistently bring you face to face with mistakes. Trading is going to consistently have you be with failure. So if you already don't have a comfort with being able to be with failure and not making it mean something about you, about your intelligence, about your identity, then it's going to be really hard for you to be able to stay in trading the distance and go the long run, which I know most of the traders that are on here want to do. So my invitation to you is see if you can get your tolerance for failure to be able to step into a place of more neutrality as opposed to judgment. It's the judgment you have around your failure that makes it so hard to be with. And part of that probably is informed by your inner saboteur or your gremlin, which is what I talked about in the last episode. So the key here is, okay, if you really don't want the failure, then you're going to have to not be as intimidated by it as you currently are. The other side of that is greed. What I hear is that traders, know how much they could be making, and there are times when maybe they stay in positions much longer than is appropriate because they can't help but think, oh my God, there's so much more I could make here. I think one of the things that's so important is for you to realize that even your wins, you make mean something. And if you make those mean things that are, I finally am the man, let's just use that as an example, then if you fall short of that, well, what does that mean about you? This is why it's so tricky for you to kind of attach meaning to the failing that you may have or attach meaning to the wins that you have. And what I invite you to do is see if you can just notice how often you're doing this with your trades, how often you're doing this with your wins and your losses, and start to step into a place of neutrality. Now that takes practice and time, and there's going to be other episodes where I'm going to talk about this with you. So there's going to be, other exercises I'm going to give you, but it starts out with recognizing and noticing how you operate when wins happen and when losses happen. So keep a journal, keep track of when they happen, what the phrases are, and stay tuned to the next episode where we'll dive in more deeply. This is Kim Ann Curtin with SteadyTrade EQ.